So let's have a demo on the use of explain to better understand indexes. So let's start off by creating a set of documents. In this case, around 100,000 documents inserted into the demo database in the demo collection. Here we specify the underscore ID to be equal to I, and the other field is a random number ran, created using the formulae specified. It'll take some time for the creation of these 100,000 documents. Okay, it's done now, and we check the count of the number of documents in the collection, which is 100,000. The next thing, we check the system.indexes collection to ensure that the index has been created, the default index on underscore ID. Okay, we run a find command on the underscore ID field. And the command returns almost instantaneously. Now we run the same command on the ran field. If you note that there is no index on this field. Again, you'll notice that it returns almost instantaneously. Now let's run the same command using the explain option to see what has gone into the response. If you notice here, as we have seen, a B-tree cursor has been used. That means an index has been used in the find operation, and the index underscore ID has been used. It has scanned just one object and returned one object. The time taken is approximately 0 milliseconds, and the index bounds have been specified. The start from underscore ID 83412 to the end underscore ID 83412. We next run the find operation on ran and see what happens. If you notice now, the cursor here is specified to be a basic cursor, implying that an index has not been used. It has scanned 100,000 documents and returned one document. The time taken is approximately 46 milliseconds. Compared to the 0 milliseconds taken earlier, we now have taken 46 milliseconds to return from the find query. Let's go ahead and check a range of documents by applying the greater than criteria and see the results of the explain. Here again they have used the index on underscore ID and they have scanned 16,587 documents and returned the same number of documents, and time taken is just 24 milliseconds. Now let's run the same on the RAN field, and here you will see again that they have scanned 100,000 documents and returned just 16,496. The difference in the numbers accommodated for the fact that there could be multiple entries for RAN. The next thing we'll do is we'll use a sort criteria here. So an index is used under two circumstances, one to find and the other to sort. So we find on the RAN field and sort on the underscore ID field. And let's take a look at what explain returns. So what it shows is that a cursor has been used, and we know it's now being used for the sort criteria. It still scanned 100,000 documents and returned 16,496, and the time taken is about 109 milliseconds. The next thing we do is we apply an index on RAN. And now let's take a look at the effect that it has had on a find on the RAN field. So as you can see, the new index has been updated in the system.indexes collection, and we'll run a simple query on RAN, and we'll use the explain option to see the effect. And if you notice now, it scanned just one object and returned one object and taken about 0 milliseconds as against 46 milliseconds earlier.